Today, we are talking about high player count games. Hello and welcome to Table Scraps. I'm Ben Mandelker, and we're here. Joining me today is the one and only James Simenc. Welcome back, James.
Crowd goes wild.
Crowd
back
goes
by popular
so
demand.
So wild.
It is great to be back, Ben.
I am so glad to have you back. Last time you were here, we did some hot takes about Twilight Imperium that not everyone was happy about.
No, they were spicy.
They were a little spicy, but that's the thing with a hot take is that you're not going to really always win over the people with them.
Yep.
They're hot takes.
They're
not.
hot.
That's why they're hot.
That's why they're hot.
That's
why we love them.
You don't get spicy over cold takes.
True. Although I will eat hot wings cold. I don't mind a leftover a day after hot wing.
That is a hot take on a hot wing.
Yeah, but this is not a hot takes episode.
I think I only want my hot wings hot, like temperature-wise hot and spicy.
Yeah,
I want
I
them hot and
respect
spicy at all times.
I'm just not picky.
No, you're an open-minded individual with many
sir.
hot takes on hot things.
Yes, sir.
First and foremost, before we get into today's episode, I just want to give a reminder to please like and subscribe. I always forget to say this on every episode, but like and subscribe because it helps the channel grow a lot. And that's important because without growth, where are we as a civilization? So help our civilization grow one block at a time by helping this YouTube channel grow. Today, we are going to be sharing our favorite 6-player games. I'm going to be sharing 3 6-player games. You are going to be sharing 3 6-player games for a total of 6 6-player games. And maybe some other titles along the way.
And favorite means things that we love.
Yes.
Things we've loved for a long time or things that we're loving right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad when I was texting with you about what should we talk about today, and this was on my mind because I just had a high player count game that was a little mediocre. So I was already thinking about like high player count games. And then when you texted and you suggested high player count games, I was like, that's it. That's the topic for today.
Yeah, we're talking 6+.
6+. So the reason why I chose not 5+, because some would say high player count starts at 5. I feel like 5 is its own weird beast.
Yeah, I think also you have a lot of games that you traditionally think of as best at 4 also go to 5.
Yeah.
So like, are you really going to not pick an amazing game that is normally thought of as a 4-player game in the 5-player category? I think it's kind of tough to draw that line a little bit.
I have found that with 5-player games, like there's a weird reaction to them. Some people are like very down on 5-player games because they're like 4 is where it's at. So when you add a 5th player, it just gets awkward or whatever. And there's just a whole bunch of thought on 5-player games. But when you break into 6, I don't know, we're like now in a new stratosphere where we're kind of like approaching the game in a different way. Like a 5-player game, I think a lot of times people go for a 4-player experience and the 5-player is like a 5th person added on and it changes the tempo and people get frustrated. But when you're dealing with 6 players, now we're just like at a high player count and like the vibe is going to be different, right?
Yeah, I think it's probably some kind of mathematical breaking point is that 5-player.
Yeah.
And then 6-player is where it's like, okay, you're in a new category.
Yeah.
What
do you look for? Why do you reach for a 6-player game instead of splitting up the group into 2 3-player games?
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of feel like it's like a social dynamic question a little bit for me, because a lot of that is dictated by what is your game night, or day, or how many games do you expect to get in? How many people are actually there? Do you have 6 people exactly? Do you have 7 people? Do you see these people all the time? Because sometimes for me, the reason I'm reaching for a 6 or a 7 or an 8-player game is I have people in a room that I don't get to see often or all the time or play games with all the time. And I want to
play all together
be in the game with everybody.
Yeah, I think that's like the main thing with a 6-player game is like you could split into 2 3s, but like it's usually like you want everyone to be part of it.
Yeah.
And there is like a special energy where when you have 6 people around a table, around a game together, there is like a different energy. There's kind of like, it feels more of like an event, right? Like it's like, oh, we are all, it's a group of us. It's not just that we're playing a game and 3 of us are going to be like concentrating. There's going to be almost like a social element too. I think the social element's like a little bit more amped up and it's more of a consideration because you have 6 people. So there's going to be more banter and the energy is just going to have something different. But I think I go to a 6-player game Really, because I just want to be doing something with 6 people.
Yes.
I think that's
the banter is what you want.
Yes.
That's what you get in a good 6-player experience.
Exactly.
I think it's also what is strikingly absent from a bad 6+ player experience.
Absolutely. So I had an experience last week. Actually, it was a week and a half ago, which is that I went to a game night. There were 6 of us, and I had brought a variety of 3-player games because I thought there would be more play. I thought there would be like 8, 9, or 10 people, but I had a bunch of 3 or 4-player games, and I was so excited to play them. And we wound up having 6 people, and we wound up playing Classic Dune. I have played it once before, and I had a really fun time the first time I played it. Like, it was really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. So our friend Paul was like, since there's 6 of us, let's play a 6-player game all together. So I had to mourn the games that I was planning to play that night because I was really excited. I'm not saying that I was waiting 2 years to get the one game that had arrived just prior to that, and I was excited to finally get to play it after 2 years. I'm not saying that I had 2 years of anticipation built on the one game that I had brought.
That's a lot on one game night.
I'm just saying I had to mourn that.
Why 2 years?
Because I couldn't find it for 2 years.
Oh.
It was a rare game.
Oh, I see.
It was a rare game. Although actually it may have been just like 1 year. But I still think 1 year of like anticipation and build up is very...
Yeah, it's a lot. There was a lot riding on this game night.
There was a ton.
Yeah.
Some might say this was the most important game night of my life.
Some would say. Some wouldn't say, as you've been not saying currently.
Dune came up as a suggestion, and I was like, let's play this cool 6-player game. Let's play Dune. I've played it before. I've had a great amount of fun with it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it fell flat for me the second time. I was like, this was so dull. So it really got me thinking about like 6-player games. What are the, like, what's the right game for the right vibe and all that stuff. So with that, like, being said, like, I don't know, you wanna
let's
dive
talk about
in?
some games that are the right game for the right
Let's talk
vibe.
about like what may have been a better choice.
Yeah.
I considered games where I've always found that there's been a lot of like really good banter at the table, along with substantial gaming, because there is like a whole wide swath of games that will play 6 players or more, but they're on the lighter end. Party games, or maybe something like Just One or Code Names or Wavelength, like great games. But like if you're in the mood for like a nice medium weight or chunky or heavy like game, but you have 6 players, like what do you play? That's what I brought to this. That's what my mindset was thinking about this.
Yeah.
What about you?
Same. Yeah, I mean, I think social deduction can be really fun.
Social deduction's great.
You could fill a whole list of those games, and those are generally higher player count games, better at higher player counts.
Yeah.
Different kinds of party games, like some of the ones you mentioned, always great.
Always great.
But if you're looking to scratch an itch,
that board game itch,
how about something a little heavier?
I would love to see, what do you have back there behind that table?
We're going to start classic. My first game, we have some show and tell.
I had a feeling you were going to put this on. I had a feeling. This is classic.
My camera. Classic game.
Yeah.
Viticulture. We have here the Essential Edition, which I think is probably essential and probably what you want if you're playing a 6-player Viticulture game.
Yes.
Worker placement. You don't usually get a game that plays well at 6.
Sometimes you wait a long time, right?
Sometimes you wait a long time. That can be a criticism even for this one, because there will be waiting in between turns. That's just kind of... I mean, it's baked into the whole concept of worker placement.
Wine doesn't happen overnight. You have to wait.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Viticulture is a game where you are playing families on different wineries. You are growing grapes. You are building different buildings that are important for the cultivation and making of wines. You're irrigating. You might have a yoke to do some planting in your fields or harvesting of your fields.
So good.
You're planting grapes, you're picking the grapes, you're crushing the grapes into wine, and then you're selling them to filling out orders.
Maybe you give a tour.
You might give a tour and earn some money.
Why not?
Why not? Maybe even some points.
You should give a tour.
You should give a tour or two.
Get people interested.
So yeah, I mean, this game for me, I think Viticulture is one of the first bigger worker placement games you and I played together, probably.
We go back a long time in terms of gaming, like 10 years plus. And this was one of the first games. This was like, I feel like one of the games that came out a lot back in 2014, 2015 when we were starting to play together. And I mean, it's like, it gives me a very warm feeling.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what I love about this game, and that's why I would recommend it. If you if you want to have 6 people, if you're obviously you can split up into 3 and 3 and have your own experience and do a bigger game and whatever.
Obviously, you can be lame with your evening.
You could,
yes.
or you could all get together, maybe pour some wine around the table, and instead play this game, which will last longer than if you're playing it at a lower player count. It does.
100%.
But
yes,
especially if everybody's played the game before, people know the game, you can have such a relaxing time while still getting those crunchy worker placement
while still being
decisions.
Stressed. Actually, I think you brought up such a good point, which is that like Viticulture, what's so good about it is it's a game that like really, really like leans into its theme. And like almost every time I played Viticulture, people are like, well, we should have some wine with it, you know, especially if you drink, you know, if you don't drink, you probably don't say that. But like there is something about the game like promotes a table vibe.
Yeah,
like
I'm feeling a good vibe on my lap right now.
It feels wonderful.
It's just so nice.
Yeah, I mean, because you do want to just like sit there with wine and like.
Yeah, I mean, look at the art. Look at the art on the box. Look at these happy people with grapes.
I remember the first time I played just regular Viticulture because I actually have like OG Viticulture. Actually, it was technically second edition Viticulture, and I have OG Tuscany, which then kind of rolled up together into that. And I just remember that first time playing Viticulture, and all of us. I think it was 6 players, actually. Was original Viticulture go up to 6 players? Maybe not. I don't remember.
Sure.
I don't know. It doesn't matter the player count at that point, but I do remember we all had wine and we're playing the game and getting drunker. And it's like, yeah, it's going to take longer at 6 players, but you're also going to have a bunch of people sitting around a table drinking wine and usually having a really great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
The only reason why I stopped playing Viticulture was that actually people requested it so many times that I was like, I got sick of it. Not sick of it, but like I was like, I want to play other games. And people keep saying Viticulture, so I would sort of like, okay, I'm not going to promote Viticulture because I want to play other games. But
I'm ready for the wheel to turn on that because I would agree, and I haven't played so much of this until recently. I've started picking it back up.
It's a great game. I played it again.
We should play it. We should play it sometime.
Let's do it. I played it about a year ago again, and it's like it's
still a great game.
It slaps.
Yeah,
it slaps.
That's what the kids are saying.
All right. Well, here comes my game.
Should I keep it on my lap? And
I think you should.
I think you should. Pile?
I'm bringing out my biggest box first. I'm actually bringing out the expansion box because the base game box was actually too big to fit back here.
Okay.
And I didn't feel like pulling out the big. I just didn't want to move furniture. So here is an expansion box that will serve as a proxy for the base game, and this one is Railways of the World as represented by Railways of Australia.
Yay.
So this is going to be a little bit of a controversial one, and I'll tell you why. Ooh, sorry, microphone. The reason why it's going to be controversial is because Railways of the World and Australia, designed by Martin Wallace, although this one actually says it's designed by Randall Lloyd. Fine. The game has a lineage, which is that its sort of original incarnation was a game that many people know called Age of Steam. And Age of Steam begat, I believe, Steam, and then that begat actually Railroad Tycoon, which was the video game, is the board game version of the video game. And then Railroad Tycoon then was like rebranded, I guess maybe after they lost license or who knows what, into Railways of the World. So Railways of the World has like 90% of the same DNA as Age of Steam. And the thing is that like a lot of heavy gamers, they'll like it's Age of Steam and nothing else. And every time I mention Railways of the World, they literally turn their nose up at me and are like, well, that's a game for babies. And I don't care. I'm a baby. But I love Railways of the World.
That's an interesting history lesson. I don't know that I knew any of that.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
I don't know that I've played Railways of the World at all, ever.
No, we surely have played. It's
possible we played it and I forgot, but
I mean, it was a lot of its DNA to 18xx games, which, by the way, a lot of 18xx games play 6 players, but I'm not including them. I'm just telling you right now, they're not included in my list because I really kind of wanted to talk about games that are like game night games, not like games that are going to be a whole day.
Yeah,
for me, you can mention them, but for me, I was just looking for like you've met up. It's 8:00. You're choosing a game. What's the game you're going to choose? So Railways of the World is a wonderful, wonderful game. And by the way, so is Age of Steam. And I love Railways of the World because there are multiple maps, but there's some big ones like Australia and like the base Railways of the World. map, which can play up to 6 players.
And these things take over tables.
They're enormous. I could. You want to?
Sure.
Should I try?
Why not?
Should I try?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, I have played these games at 6 players before, and they're to me they're like very special experiences. They're just short enough to be played in one night, but they do feel epic to me. And whether it's Age of Steam or Railways of the World, there is just like this sense that you have this big sprawling map that's just empty, and you're like, where are we even going to interact? And by the end of the night, all these railroads have sort of created this web across the map, and everyone is competing for resources. Everyone wants to be the one to get that cube to deliver it across the board.
Yeah.
And it's just so fun.
How would you say it's different from a lower player count to 6 player?
Look, I would say lower player count works well too. You just choose the right map for it. 6 player, obviously you're going to wait a little bit longer for your turn, but I actually really like it at 6 player the most because you just get the most banter and shit talking. Like it just, when you get to the end of one of those, like a 6 player game, you just feel like you really accomplished something. Look, oh my God.
Are you doing this?
This is Australia.
Showing the wrong side to
I know.
the people.
Wait. Like it takes all of us.
Wait. There we go.
This is a 6 player map if I ever saw one.
Yeah, now we're talking.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
This.
There's a camel on it? Are there camels in Australia?
There's a camel on
it? Yeah. I mean, to all the Australian audience out there, I'm sorry if I'm insulting your ecosystems by not knowing that you have camels.
Fun fact: when I got a new dining room table,
I like looking at you through this little
looking at you through the slat. I'm like, fun fact:
is this good viewing? I don't know.
But I measured my dining room when I got a new dining room table. I wanted to make sure it could accommodate this board. There is a camel.
Why did we
There's
do
a
this?
big, large, prominent camel. Okay.
We're stuck. Okay, this way.
There we go.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyway, the pitch, the point of the story is this. The reason why I'm really going to advocate for Railways of the World more than than Age of Steam is because Age of Steam is more cutthroat, but it's also Age of Steam is a harder game, and Railways of the World you can really play with a wider swath of people. It does not mean that it's any less of a game. I think people need to put down their game snobbery for a moment. It's like you have a really juicy, fun, intense experience at 6 players that a lot of people from different experience levels can enjoy. And if you don't enjoy Railways of the World, you think if it's too basic for you, then play Age of Steam. I don't care, but play one of the games because they're great 6 player games.
Nice. And that would be like get together and that's the whole night kind of.
This is the whole night. This is the main event.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, and by the way, if you add some wine into the mix, a la Viticulture, you got yourself an evening.
Hey, now we're talking.
Yeah.
Would you like a game that's slightly smaller than that?
Yeah, I think I would love that. In
Box
fact,
number 2.
Yep, this was in consideration.
Yes.
Great game.
We have Not Alone, which is a game by Ghislaine Masson. My French is not good. I think that's kind of where that name comes from. This is a stronghold game. This is a wonderful game with these terrifying eyes right here, which is a one versus all game in which the all are a crew of crash-landed spacefarers who have been out looking for life, and boy have they found it. They crash on this planet.
Boy have they found it.
They crash land on a planet, and the whole game is kind of a cat and mouse type of scenario where one player is controlling the planet, the creature that exists, this kind of whole ecosystem of this planet, and the other players are all trying to run around from location to location, get their signals up to be ultimately discovered and rescued. And it's a race to see whether the planet can assimilate the crew first, or the crew can escape from the creature on the planet.
So fun.
So good. This game plays up to 7. And so, therefore, because of that, if I have 7 people at a game night,
it's great.
I'm always angling for this game to come out. Or a couple times recently, if like doing a whole game day, and if you have multiple tables going, and there's a moment where a couple tables finish up kind of at the same time, or there's a moment where everybody could meet in the middle and nobody's quite sure what they want to play next.
It's a good like.
Highly recommend bringing this out. Yeah, it always surprises me. It's not as fast as I remember it being, which I think speaks to it being a really fun, exhilarating experience.
Yeah.
So it does take, it'll take you an hour plus potentially. So not a huge game, but also not a teeny tiny one, other than the box. And yeah, I want to take out a couple of these cards because it's really beautiful.
For being such a small box, it has a lot of really fun. Like it looks like it's just gonna be a party game, but it is much more of a game than that. And it is so fun. One of my favorite board game podcasts is called Blue Peg Pink Peg, and one of the hosts on that, he always talks about how he loves the reveal. Like when the reveal happens, like that's his favorite thing of all time.
Yeah, it's great.
And this game has reveals in spades. Like it's like every round there's probably going to be a moment where someone goes, "Oh!" Like it happens over and over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, you can put graphics up. Why am I taking this?
Well, no, you can. We'll zoom in. We'll zoom in with one of the angles.
Nice.
Yeah.
So here are a couple pictures. There's beautiful artwork on these different cards.
Evocative.
Yeah, you'll see. So there's a 5, a 4. There's 1 through 10. These are the locations that you have available to you. And yeah, like I said, what you're doing is you're running around to these different locations, and the way that works is it's a simultaneous play thing, which I think is something that is
great for a higher player count. Simultaneous play.
Yeah, a really big mechanic, I think, when it comes to these games that work well at a higher player count.
Yeah.
Because it cuts down on that waiting time. Everybody's playing at the same time.
Yeah.
You have your hand of cards at the beginning. You only have locations 1 through 5 available to you. Those are the cards that everybody has. Everybody secretly will play one of those cards where they're going, and the cat and mouse element is the creature is trying to. They decide where they are, which location they're at after the players have locked in where they're going without knowing where they're going to be. And they'll also play these hunt cards that help provide different effects.
But what's the best part to me, the juice of the game, the part that's the most fun, is that, if we are like not the aliens, I'll be like, okay, James, I'm going to go to location 2. And he'll be like, I'm going to go to location 2. And then we both have to figure out, is Ben really going to location 2, or is he just saying that? So that way whoever's playing the alien is like, oh, well, they're going to location 2. So I'll go to location 2 to catch them. But like maybe we're both saying it. We're just saying it to each other to be like, don't go to location 2.
Yeah. Communication is open. The creature gets to hear everything the players are saying, but somehow they still need to try and strategize and communicate.
Right. You need to strategize. And then the creature has to say, like, are they going to location 2? Is this like a double bluff where they're going to act like obviously they're saying they're going location 2, but they're clearly not, but they want me to think that they're not. So in which case they actually are going to go to location 2. And so like everyone's trying to get into each other's heads because you also want to make sure that like you're in your teammates' heads. So really what it comes down to, it's kind of a game of like somehow like reading people's minds, but also like under the theme of alien attack.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's an amazing game.
It's super fun. I played it with you the first time.
Really?
And I immediately went home and bought it because it's great. It's such a fun experience. And I think talking about 6-player games, a big thing that I'm looking for always with a big group is exciting moments. I want to feel excitement collectively. It's doing a game that's kind of crunchy where you all split up and are all kind of playing solitaire is
like
it can be interesting.
I'm down for that kind of experience. Like I'm okay with the solitary thing with my own puzzle because like I think people you can still have an interactive experience with those games, and the interaction is like you create the banter. Like the interaction is the banter.
Yeah. But
some games sort of force the banter, and some say like if you don't banter, there will be no banter in this game. And this one is not like that. This one's like you're forced to actually have conversations at the table about what you're doing.
And my final sell, what I will say is this game creates memorable experiences.
It does.
Which is something that is just, I think, invaluable. I just the other day, I saw a friend who I played this game with a year ago, and we were talking about, when are you going to have another board game day? And what he said to me was, I can't wait to get back to Not Alone. I want to play that one more time.
And usually that gets played like twice in a row. If it comes out twice in a row. And a fun perk with that game you can play at a low player count too. And it's really fun. You can play that at like 3 players, which I've done before.
Yeah.
still really fun.
Yeah.
But I'd like when it's like a high player count, it's just like pure chaos, and in like a super fun way. And this was probably the cheapest game. Well, I don't know if it's the cheapest game, but like this is, you know, compared to some other games, like games are expensive these days, and that one's a small box,
it's small.
so it's totally worth getting.
It's great.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about it, because I think I erroneously said that this is about 6-player games. It's not about 6-player games. It's about games 6+, high player count. So I've chosen a game which I am surprised at myself that I chose, because I haven't actually played this one in many years, but I chose it because it is a game that can support up to 7 players also, and will give you a night's worth of like board gaming-ness. And so I elected for this game. This one is Thunder Alley. Thunder Alley, which is a it's sort of like a NASCAR, an unlicensed NASCAR themed game, car racing. This one is interesting. There's a bunch of racing games on the market that do play a high player count. There's like Heat Pedal to the Metal, which is very popular. I've only played that once, so I didn't feel comfortable recommending it because I only played it once at a low player count. But like that one is super fun. There's games like Formula Day or Formula D. There's like a million racing games. Camel Up is sort of a racing game, but sort of not. It's like gambling.
That was on my honorable mentions. Yeah.
Camel Up
plays to 8.
I know. I thought about putting Camel Up on it. I didn't, because it was just slightly too light for me for what I wanted for this list.
But if you're looking for something to kick off the night,
the Camel Up is great. It's good. That's a great high player count game. But I chose this one because this is a racing game with some chunkiness to it. Which is that like you control a racing team, so not just one car but multiple cars, and you control it with card play. You have a hand of cards, and the cards you play will let you execute certain movements, but like your movements will affect other people's movements. Like if you move if there's like a line of cars on the race course and you move forward, all the cars in that column are gonna move forward. That row are gonna move forward, or you do this or that. There's all sorts of intricate and impactful movement in this game, which is cool. An issue with racing games sometimes is that there's a lot of negative space on the board, and so how people move isn't going to affect anyone else. And in this game, it's like all about like having a crowded board. There's always going to be a lot of cars. So if
the pack is really important.
The pack is which is very very thematic to actual like NASCAR racing. So like I think at 7 players you control I think 3 cars, maybe 2, but I think it's 3 cars. Whereas at like 2 players or 3 players you're going to control like 6 or 7 cars. So I recommend this one highly because I think if you get people with buy-in, this one is a lot of fun. My problem that I do have is that I have a hard time getting people to buy in for this game. There are a lot of people I know who are not into NASCAR, and so if they see this theme, they're not into it. And also the card play requires a bit more it requires a bit more kind of like gamer fortitude than like a Camel Up. Mm-hmm. So this is not gonna be, my experience is that this has not really been a gateway game, but it sort of presents like it will be, but it's not. So that being said, it accommodates 7 players. You have chunky decisions about how you're going to do your card play. It's fun, and it's good. Actually, the theming in it is really good too. I don't know. I think this is an unsung hero in my collection that I've been really eager to play again. It's been
a long time.
Yeah, we played it many years ago. There was a period
of time that it was out of the table a few times.
Yeah. It's a funky one, right?
Yeah, I remember having a great time with it.
Yeah, let's bring this one back. We got to have a Viticulture Thunder Alley evening. But yeah, I'm surprised that this made it into the video.
I like it. Well, I think 6+ is hard. It's hard.
I just wanted to consider something that was even more than 6 players, like because sometimes you do wind up with 7 people,
right? Which
is at that point most likely you're doing game of 3 people and 4. And I thought, what if we get a 7 person game?
It's nice to have the option.
Yeah,
it's not going to be for every night, but it's nice to have the option.
But I do think you do have to have buy-in, and I haven't found the perfect way to really pitch that game. But if you can get the buy-in, I think it's a great time. Mm-hmm. Thunder Alley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's your next?
My third and final game.
Yeah.
I do not own. So maybe
here's a virtual graphic.
Hey.
Oh wow! Oh, beautiful.
It's Libertalia.
Oh yeah.
Maybe the original. Maybe Winds of Gale Crests. which is the updated version that came out a few years ago.
It could go anyway.
Place this down on my lap.
Yes.
There we go. Hopefully
well done.
you can still see me over the box.
It's a huge box.
Libertalia is a game that I played a ton. I don't own it because I usually play it at a particular friend's board game nights. Okay. And we've played it all the time. It's a standby game there. You play as a crew of pirates who go on a series of expeditions, and you're going from island to island and pirating, trying to get loot, trying to end up being the one who has the most wealth at the end of your piracy. And it's another simultaneous card play game. So I got two in kind of a similar category, but this is one versus all. That game is all versus all. So you're
love an all versus all moment.
All versus all, yes. So yeah, in that game, you have a hand of cards. I think there are 30 or 40 cards possible in the game, and you start with some subset of those that everybody has the same ones. And every day of your voyage, you're playing out a card face down, along with all of your opponents, and then all kinds of shenanigans will happen once you all reveal what your cards are, because the cards have different powers and they trigger in a different order depending on the strength of the card. So sometimes you're bumping people off the ship and they don't get to do anything. Sometimes you're claiming someone else's power. All kinds of fun stuff.
Chaotic, back and forth.
Chaotic, but also very strategic. It's not chaotic in kind of a randomness way.
Yeah.
You begin the game, you have all the information, and it's just about getting in each other's heads and trying to outfox the other players. And there's a lot of great decision making in that game. I think the reason
it's a classic.
The reason it's on my list is because it's that game group I play it with a lot. We play a lot of medium weight games, and it fits right in as a game that can go up to 6 players before you maybe split off and do something else. It's perfect for like a 2-game game night where you maybe start with that. It gives you a full experience, and then maybe you
then move on to something else.
Yeah.
I played it once, I think, like in 2014 at Game House, which was this gone but not forgotten game cafe here. Like the only one in Los Angeles. Well, no, actually, Geeky Teas I think is a game cafe now.
I don't know. They don't have food, I don't think.
Okay, well they're just
working on it.
A
maybe,
cafe that's not stocked.
Awesome.
Yeah, Geeky Teas I've never been.
So great.
But Game House was like the place, and I remember going there and playing that, and I don't really remember what my experience was. I just know that I played it.
Yeah.
I know I played it once, but I know people love Libertalia.
Yeah, it's
really
like a
fun. Big, and then people really like the new version too.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
I played the old version so much that when I played the new version, I found it a little less fun. But that might just be because I'm just used to the old version.
You know it so well.
The theming is pretty different. So in the old version, it's very piratey. It's like pictures of the art is
grimy,
I
remember that.
Gritty, swashbuckling, pirates. And the new one is like anthropomorphic animals that are very whimsical, and that's really cool. And I think they've added a little more hijinks maybe to the new one, so it maybe is a little more chaotic as opposed to
the original pirates.
Yeah.
All right, well,
but that's my pick.
Okay, here comes my number 6, which I don't think we've played this together. I don't know if you've played it or not. Maybe you have.
I can't even see it over the edge. Though.
I know. Here it comes. There's a number. Here it is. Medici. A lot of people call it Medici, but if you think about it, it's Lorenzo de Medici, right?
I mean, if I think about it, I would realize I don't know how to say it.
Medici, whatever you want to call it. This is by Reiner Knizia, a famed board game designer. Yeah. He is known for his auction games, and this is one of them. Mm-hmm. And this plays 6 players. This one is also good for people with different skill sets. I wasn't trying to compile a list of games that would be more open for all people, but it sort of just wound up that way because I don't know why. But this game is I haven't played it in a little while, but essentially you are bidding on tiles. In its most abstract form, tiles like these. You have a boat and you're trying to fill your boat up with certain goods, and so you're bidding, like certain tiles come up on offer and you bid on them, and you go once around the table, everyone puts a bid, and your money is your points, yada yada yada. And then you're going to get points based off of the composition of your boat, but that's also going to affect the things that you get are going to affect how you go up on these tracks. It's honestly not worth explaining how it really works, especially because as I say it, I'm like, I don't remember the details.
Love it. That's what editing's for.
But what I will say is this game is tremendous. This is considered, I think, one of his best games.
Yeah, I've seen it come up on a lot of lists, but yeah. I've never played it.
A lot of people really enjoy Ra as like one of this designer's big auction games. I don't love Ra, to be honest, but this one is like my sweet spot. This one is so fun. And this one, I would argue, is best at 6 players. And that's something that I really wanted to do, is have a game that plays best at 6 players, because you're constantly going around. It's so many auctions. So there's not really downtime, because you're always going to be, an auction's always happening. You're just waiting for your turn to place a bid, but placing a bid is much faster and easier than, taking a turn in some elaborate Euro game. And it just, when you have a high player count of like 5 or 6 players, again, like that banter starts to crackle. There's a lot of oohs and ahs. Like someone like there's a moment where you're pulling the tiles from the bag that you're going to be bidding on. Like, what's it going to be? Like, oh man, I just bid on that. I can't take that on my boat anymore. It's just a great game. When I say tiles, I think actually in this version these are cards. There's like many versions of this game. This is an instant buy. Look how small it is. Yeah. Look how thin.
Slim.
I love a game that doesn't have a big footprint.
How long does this game take?
Well, it says it takes an hour. My experience has been maybe a little bit longer with 6 players, maybe like an hour and a half. But every time I played it with 6 players, and again, I played it with people who are not board gamers, and they've just like loved it. This is a game that my boyfriend loves. Really? And he does not play the board games, but he really liked this one. So this is a great game. It's a great auction game. Everyone gets involved. And again, I chose it because this is one that seems to shine best at a full table of 6 players. So for sure, if you find it, get it. I think this is an auto buy. It should probably be pretty reasonable. Super fun, super engaging. Lots of noises at the table with this one. So this is
amazing.
Medici. Should we do some honorable mentions?
Yeah. Honorable mentions. Camel Up was an honorable mention. Twilight Imperium.
So Twilight Imperium, of course, was one that like I thought of, but like it's an all day one. So
yes, absolutely. I would like to shout out the game Nerts. Have you played Nerts?
Nerts? No.
Nerts. I think it goes by some other names. It's a card game for many people. You need a deck of cards for every player in the game. And it's a group solitaire game that is high speed. Just in defense of regular cards pick from me here. You all get together in one big circle, and I used to play this in college with all my dorm mates. And we would have like 10, 11 people all gathered around in a big circle on the floor and playing this game at high speed. And it's so fun and so exciting.
Yeah.
And I would like it to happen more in my life these days.
We will. Okay. A little shout out to Nerts.
Yeah.
Nerts. Love Nerts,
Yeah.
Yeah, Nerts. I was trying to come up with a good pun for Nerts.
Oh, I see.
Like, like Nerts Jackie or Nerts. Nerts So Bad.
I don't have one.
Nerts.
I don't have Nerts So Bad. I like that. The reason I bring it up is because this idea of what I'm looking for from high player count is really a fun, exciting moments. Is the thing I crave most at a high player count.
Yeah.
And that game is just an adrenaline ride.
Ready, Set, Bet simulates horse racing, and that's just super fun. That's just, that's like that high energy, excitement, real time-ish.
A little bit of randomness.
Yeah. It's great. Dice chucking. That's always fun with a big group. For me, some honorable mentions. Keyflower is a big, chunky Euro that plays 6 players. I personally enjoy Key to the City London, which to me is a more streamlined version of that game. But like Keyflower is like the one that's the granddaddy of that whole system. That's a 6-player game. That's if you want like your big chunky 6-player Euro, you got 6 players and you want to have a big chunky Euro, it's going to be Keyflower. Like that's going to be the one.
I've never tried it, but I've heard about it.
It's wild, but I love Key to the City. Like I love it. Ethnos is a really solid 6-player game, easy card stuff, and a lot of really fun variability. And there's like a new edition that's out that people should check out. There's a game I bought on a whim called Legacies, which is probably just best at 6 players. It's a real weird one. It's got a shitty rule book that I feel like if they just fixed that rule book, the game would be so much more accessible. But Legacies is an interesting one at 6 players. I want to give a shout out to this game because some games are not 6-player games, but they get an expansion and they become 6-player games. And I want to give a shout out to Lords of Vegas for being a tremendous 6-player game with an expansion.
Oh, I've never done it with the expansion.
It works. You do have to wait a little bit longer for your turn, which is hard, but it's all like the vibe. Like Lords of Vegas on its own already has a great energy and like lots of noise at the table, lots of screaming with that game. And when you have 6 players, it's just even bigger. So I really like that one with that. Also, I got to give a shout out to Guards of Atlantis. Our friend Jordan loves this game. Oh my God, he's obsessed. It's a 3 versus 3 game. And it's really fun. I really like it too. I haven't had enough experience with it, and I haven't played it 6 players to really put it on this list. But that's a newer game that's super, super fun. And if you like a MOBA style video game, another game, Station Fall is a real weird one. Controversial pick. People like it, they don't like it. I played it once. I really enjoyed it. But that plays a big player count if you want to have like a real funky kind of game. I've never played Captain Sonar, but people say that one is so fun. Have you ever played that?
No, I haven't played it.
So that's another
same. That's one that you see. It's very conspicuous.
Very,
you see the shields up.
Like people are playing it.
Yeah, people are playing it.
In review, they gave the 6 games that we mentioned that are 6 players or higher that we highly recommend. Not Alone, Viticulture, Libertalia, Railways of the World, Medici, and Thunder Alley. James, thank you so much for coming back.
Thanks for having me, Ben.
Always great to see your face.
This is fun. I'm glad I heard some new games that
I know.
I'm excited to try.
More games for us to play. Even though it's just 2 of us, we'll have to find 4 more people. I think we can do it.
I believe.
Bye.